Pork meatball soup is the perfect comfort food soup recipe for this cool weather. Juicy, flavorful meatballs in a delicious broth that's easy to make. I'll teach you how, so stick around. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. It's been getting really cold here in Hawaii. And when I say cold, I mean high 50s, low 60s, but that's cold for us here. That's the kind where you have to put socks with your slippers. But anyway, perfect for soup season. So today we're gonna be making a pork meatball soup. Super comforting, comfort food, yummy, homey, and all those things. So let's get started. You're gonna get a soup pot bowl dish onto the burner. I have a portable cooktop, so it takes a little bit longer, but we'll start with some garlic. Garlic press, my favorite kitchen tool. I'll link the one I have. I don't know about favorite kitchen tool, take that back, but it is very helpful. I'll link the one that I have in the description box below. And all you gotta do is squeeze with a little bit of oomph and you get nice grated garlic like that. And then we're gonna get some onions diced up. I like to use sweet Maui onions. If you don't have these, you can totally use white onions, yellow onions, up to you. So we're just gonna put a little bit in the soup to make the stock or the base of the soup and make it more flavorful. So peel off the outside. I'll show you the trick that I do for peeling onions, or not peeling, dicing onions. So what you'll do is you'll cut off the top like that. You're gonna leave the root intact. And then what I like to do is we're gonna cut layers this way. So hold the onion, set your knife, and you're gonna just do thin slices. Be careful, like that. Then you're gonna turn the onion and you're gonna do slices this way. The closer you put it together, the smaller your dices will be. So dice like that. Then you're gonna turn it again and you're gonna cut it this way. And this will give you, I try to hold it nicely together so it doesn't fray. Just be careful of your fingers. You just need a little bit for that. And that'll give you that nice dice and some watery eyes. So into here, you're gonna put your cooking oil of choice, avocado oil, olive oil. My eyes are watering. And then into there, you're gonna put your diced onions and the garlic. Once you've got the onions and the garlic in, you're just gonna saute until translucent. This is just gonna give some extra flavor to the broth of the soup. So once it starts to cook down like this, then we're gonna add the rest of it. So into there, you're gonna put chicken stock, chicken broth, up to you. If you wanna use vegetable or beef, you can totally do that too, but I use chicken. And depends how much soup you wanna make, right? You can totally double this, triple it if you have a big pot. I didn't have a measuring cup that was big enough, so I had to put it in two. And then you're also gonna add some water to that as well. Now, I only have one portable cooktop, so because of that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and let it heat up over the stove while I continue to make the rest of that. So hold on, I'm gonna move this over so time can move on. All right, I got the soup on the stove, heating up, and now we're gonna make the meatballs. Pork meatballs, so of course you need some ground pork, about a pound. So make a good chunk of meatballs. So into that, we're gonna add some panko. Panko is Japanese style fine breadcrumbs. You can find it in the Asian aisle. Also, all recipe instructions and ingredients are listed in the description box below. Check it out if you want the full recipe. So into that's gonna act as a binder to hold it together along with the egg. I know I tell you guys about the egg all the time, right? Crack the egg into something else. One egg, that'll go in here. And then we're gonna add some diced up onions. Same onions that we diced from earlier. And then some green onions, just a couple of stalks. And then press some garlic in. straight in like that. Sometimes when you open it, the piece gets stuck to it, but what you can do is just slide it back in and push the rest of it through like that. You can use the back side of the knife to kind of just take it down like that. And that's the base of the pork meatball, and a little bit of salt. You can always add more salt, so don't put too much. Can't take it out. And some pepper. All right, now we're gonna mix that up, and that's the meatball. So we've got a pan set over medium-high heat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make these meatballs, and then we're gonna sear them off. So I'll show you how to do that. So mix this up and get it well incorporated. You want the panko and the egg to be evenly distributed through the mix. That way it'll hold its shape a whole lot better. I'm gonna take my ring off for this one because I'm gonna get pork stuff all over it. So once it's mixed up pretty well, this is how I like to make my meatballs. There's no right or wrong way. This is just how I like to do it. Little tip I like to use a cookie scoop, then they're all evenly sized. So take the cookie scoop and you're gonna take a scoop of the meat like this. You're gonna put it into your hand and you're just gonna roll it into the meatball shape. I roll them all before I start frying. All of them will fit into this pan. I've made it so many times, so I know. But because if not, if you put it in and you start cooking, then you'll have some that are done before you even finish rolling it. So I like to roll them all first. Do you have to do it like that? No, you can totally do it how you want. If you like this video, I would love it if you would hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be updated every time I post new videos, which is every week. I'll be back when this is done rolling. All right, got the meatballs rolled up and it looks like this. And then into the pan, you're gonna add your cooking oil of choice. Just a little. The meatballs will release some oils itself, right? So that's set over medium-high heat, and you're gonna put them in. Now, what's gonna happen is it's gonna sear quickly on the outside, like I mentioned, and that's fine. We don't need to cook it all the way through because it's gonna finish cooking in the soup. So meatballs in. Normally, I would say don't crowd the pan if you were like making this and wanted it to cook all the way through. But because, like I said, it's gonna finish cooking in the pot, it's okay. We're just really trying to brown up to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of flavor. Brown up one side, flip it, brown the other side, and then toss it in the soup to finish cooking. And see, it fits so nicely in this pan. Brown it up, I'll be back to flip it in just a bit. All right, now that it's starting to brown up, we can flip it and cook on the other side. This pan is big and my heating element is small, so the middle ones are brown. You see how it's nice and brown like this? That's what you're looking for. The ones on the edges are a little bit lighter, which is okay too. It's just less crunch and flavor on that part. But if you're cooking it on the stove, like most people would be, your heating element would match the size of the pan. The issue is my heating element is too small. Okay. Now that we've got them browned for the most part, you can check it, see, looks like that. We'll remove it. I like to put them on a paper towel just to soak up a little bit of that extra oil before you toss it into the soup. Do you have to do it? No, do whatever you want. This is just how I do it. Remember, it doesn't have to be cooked all the way through. In fact, they're not cooked all the way through, because when you put them in the soup, the heat of the soup is gonna continue to cook them. But I like to do this first so that you get that little crisp on the outside and that extra flavor profile there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the soup back here off the stove. I'll take this pan off and I'll show you guys what to do next. Move this. So the soup is really hot right now, but because I moved it, like I said, the heating element on the stove is bigger, this one is smaller, so it might take a little bit to heat back up. But anyway, what you can do now is put the meatballs back. If you want to dab off the top, you can, but for the most part, it's drained off pretty well. Put the meatballs into the soup, and then I'll show you what kind of veggies. You can totally put whatever type you want. You can follow the recipe exact. And that's the nice thing about recipes, right? Is it's a guideline. It's not a hard and fast, you have to do it this way. Don't like pork? Use turkey, use beef, use whatever you want. You know, if you, like I mentioned earlier, you can use beef stock or vegetable instead of chicken, and that works fine too. If you like it more soupy, you can totally add more soup if you want. I like my soups hearty, so a lot of stuff inside. While that's going, the veggies that I like to add bok choy. Bok choy looks like this. You can find it in the produce section. I like to get the baby ones just because they're a little more tender, I feel. And it chops up a little bit easier. I don't know. And so depends. If my kids are eating it, I tend to cut it a little bit smaller so it kind of cooks quicker and softer. But if not, it's just like rough dicey. I cut off the very ends of the stems, but I leave some of the middle. If you don't like that, you don't have to. But again, it's just a rough cut like this. And then discard the very end. And make sure you wash your bok choy well. Dirt and stuff kind of sinks down into the bottom of it because it kind of sits like this. So a lot of times you'll find dirt and stuff on the inside. So just make sure you rinse it. You should always rinse anyway. Okay, so that will go in. And then also I like to put some watercress. Don't like watercress? Don't put it in. If you like it, great. I kind of like to ball it up and just kind of rough chop it too. I don't care too much for too much of the stems. I don't know, it just takes a little longer to cook and sometimes it's not as soft. And then this goes into the pot and we're gonna boil that down until the veggies are soft and the pork is cooked through. And I'll show you the way I like to eat it because there's a little trick at the end that I like to do. So stick around, I'll be right back. All right, the veggies have softened, the pork has cooked through. It smells so yummy. Now, how I like to eat my soup is with a little bit of rice. Like it, love it, hate it, totally up to you. That's how I like. If you wanna add some to yours, it's so good. Take a scoop of the soup, some of the meatballs, more soup. And then what I like to do is add some rice. So totally you can do it scoop by scoop for each bite, or you can just add it in. And I like to just kind of add it on the side like that. And this is how you make pork meatball soup. Perfect for comfy, cozy weather. And if you like this recipe and you want to see more, then check out this video here. So I have a special guest who's over there eyeing out the soup who wants to try it. So come on down. What's your name?
Kaiten.
This is my son, Kaiten, and mommy made pork meatball soup. You want to try?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot, so make sure you blow it. Not the whole. That's a big bite. Why don't you break it in half? It's hot, huh? Oh. When you're 9, you know everything. It's hot, oh my God. I told you it's hot. Note to self, listen to your mom because your mom knows. If it's too hot, do you want to take it? Oh my God.
Okay.
He's sweating over here.
Okay.
How was it?
That was good.
Next time, don't bite the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And until next time,
ahui ho.
Thank you for watching my mommy's video.